Boy, that song would go well with the first segment. Jay's sitting there waiting for the inevitable call from station management.
You know, there's a line, and then there's leapfrogging over that line.
Yeah. They're going, yes, turn the delegate from Knoxville, Mr. Riggins, turn his mic off, please. All right. Welcome back to the last segment of the show this week. You're listening to the Patrick Reagan Show here on the Libertarian Lighthouse Radio Network and News Talk 98.7 WOKI, also known as the Pass Show, I guess, now, after this week.
Your face is a nice shade of red right now.
Yeah. Well, I didn't really think about that song till you're sitting here listening to it in the headphones, and you can hear all of the lyrics. When you're just hearing it in the car, you're like bouncing around and not really paying attention. But then when you're sitting here in a quiet studio listening to the lyrics and thinking, oh, yeah, that's an interesting song. So anyway, this short segment, I want to get to this real quick because we're running out of time. I want to wrap
up. It's like an all-request line. You pick them, I play them.
Yeah. You ought to warn me next time, though. Say, Patrick, is sure you want to play this?
This is much more fun this way.
Yeah, you see the little MA next to that? That means you don't want to play that. So, anyway, hey, I want to wrap something up about this Obamacare real quick, and it's something that it get touched on some by other media, but I want to talk about as well. Listen, if the government is in total charge of your health care, then I want you to think about this. You need to be prepared for everything that comes with that. Obama said this is what he wants to get to, a single-payer system with government in charge. Now, there's a lot of people who will debate me on that, but everyone that's up there in Washington with him has said this is what they want. In the past and written about it, this is what they want to go to. What I want you to think about is if government is the only provider in health care, then they have a monopoly. And if you have that, you have to acknowledge the fact that the government can also withhold health care from you. And you may say, oh, Patrick, the government would never do that. Well, first off, the president has said sometimes it's easier to give someone a pill to make the pain go away while we wait for them to die. That's paraphrasing. That's basically what he said, though. That's not denying health care so much because I guess you're giving them pain pills, but you are denying them a chance at life. No, you're not worth the trouble. You're too old. Your disease doesn't have a good prognosis. A lot of people say, this won't happen. That simply won't happen. The government does this already. The government withholds services from monopolies it has. Just take a look at the criminal justice system. The government has a monopoly on that. You can't have your own criminal court. You can't charge and try people for crimes in your little venue. So we can agree the government is completely in charge of that. But look at all the cases district attorneys don't take. Or they plead charges down because they don't want to work on prosecuting someone. Or they'll bully a defendant into taking a plea. The government will withhold justice. Just look at the Fast and Furious program. A lot of people aren't being prosecuted for that. The voter intimidation by the Black Panthers during the 2008 election, government's withholding justice there. The near lynching of George Zimmerman. Heck, even the president got in on that one. Another example of abuse of a government monopoly of the criminal justice system. So how do you think Obamacare is going to be any different? You can't. I just don't see how you can still think that unless you're crazy or psychopathic or just maybe completely stupid, but you can't claim ignorance anymore. There's been many, many more cases of government not providing the service for which they have a monopoly in this country. No one in government's losing their jobs over it. And these are the people who are going to be running Obamacare. You need to think about all this. It reminds me of a movie from the 70s called Logan's Run. If you haven't seen it, you got to catch it on Netflix or get the DVD off Amazon. Basically, the movie is about a society that kills everyone at the age of 30. It seems like a good idea until one of the main characters gets put in the situation where he'll be killed early. Just like today, all seems like a good idea until you're the one getting the shaft. By then, it's a little too late to change anything. this is why it's so important to start this week. Start putting a plan together to support someone to run for office. It might be you. It might be a good friend. It might be someone you've never met but agree with on politics. Get them into office. Get them to run. Get them elected. We're already up on the last of the show here. I ran out of stuff. We'll just have to hold half this stuff till next week. If you want more information about us, go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/Patrick Riggin Show, facebook.com/Patrick Riggin Show. Also, you can go to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Patrick Riggin Show. You want to email me, patrickriggenshow@gmail.com. I read all of it that comes in, so don't worry about that. I respond to about 99% of it. Hey, this week, remember, liberty begins with you in your mind. Join me next Saturday afternoon at 4, where we'll be fighting for freedom, liberty, and the restoration of the Constitution. Hey, thanks a whole lot for listening, and have a fantastic week this week.
Join us again next week for a solid dose of truth on the Patrick Riggin Show. Be there.